my channel, GM Autos. The 2026 Aiways U5 is an electric SUV designed to combine futuristic design, practical, everyday usability, and affordability in a market that's quickly becoming crowded with EV options. Aiways, though still a young automaker, has been steadily pushing forward with smart engineering and thoughtful design. And the latest U5 shows how far they've come. At its core, this is a car meant to deliver range and comfort without overcomplicating things. In this review, we'll walk through the U5's design, interior performance, technology, and unique selling points, while also looking honestly at some of its trade-offs so you can decide if it deserves a spot on your EV. From the outside, the U5 is clean and modern without screaming for attention. The front is sleek, with slim LED headlights and a closed-off grille typical of EVs. Since cooling requirements are lower than on traditional gas-powered SUVs, the lines across the body are smooth, giving it a very aerodynamic and minimal look. And the proportions are balanced thanks to a long wheelbase and short overhangs. Around the back, the LED light bar stretches across the width. A design cue that's become increasingly popular in the EV space. The stance is confident but not overly aggressive, making it approachable to families and urban drivers. Aiways has managed to make it look futuristic, while still familiar enough to not intimidate buyers who are moving from traditional cars into their first electric vehicle. Step inside, and the first thing that strikes you is the openness of the cabin. The dashboard is clean, dominated by a large central touchscreen that handles most of the vehicle's controls. Physical buttons are minimal, which creates a futuristic aesthetic. It also means you'll rely heavily on the digital interface. Materials feel modern and practical, with higher trims adding leather-like surfaces and ambient lighting. The front seats are supportive, and thanks to the long wheelbase, rear passengers get generous legroom. 3 adults can comfortably fit in the back, and the flat floor, made possible by the EV platform, enhances that spacious feeling. Cargo space is another highlight. The trunk offers over 430 liters in standard setup, and folding down the rear seats opens up even more room. For families, long trips, or even ride-sharing use, the U5's cabin offers flexibility and comfort. Underneath, the U5 is powered by a permanent magnet electric motor producing around 201 horsepower and 310 Newton-meters of torque. That doesn't make it the most powerful EV on the market, but it's more than enough for daily life. 0 to 60 takes about 7.5 seconds, which feels brisk thanks to the instant torque delivery of electric motors. Power goes to the front wheels, keeping things simple and efficient. The battery is a 63 kilowatt pack, with Aiways using a clever sandwich design to separate cooling components from the cells, improving both safety and longevity. Range depends on conditions, but under WLTP standards, you can expect close to 400 kilometers on a full charge, which translates to about 250 real-world miles. Of course, highway driving in cold weather can reduce that figure, but for most daily commutes and weekend trips, it's a solid balance. Charging is flexible too. On standard AC home charging, the U5 supports up to 11 kilowatts, which means a full recharge overnight is no problem. On the road, DC fast charging at up to 90 kilowatts allows you to go from 20 to 80% in around 35 minutes. That makes longer trips feasible with a bit of planning, and it positions the U5 well against rivals in its class. While it doesn't break new ground in speed or ultra-long range, the charging and battery setup are practical and well-suited to real-world needs. On the road, the U5 prioritizes comfort over sportiness. The suspension is tuned softly, soaking up bumps and imperfections. At city speeds and in suburban traffic, it feels smooth, quiet, and easy to drive. Acceleration is instant and linear, making merging or overtaking feel effortless. Steering is light, which helps with maneuverability in urban environments, though it doesn't offer the sharpest feedback on twisty roads. Body roll is noticeable if you push it hard into corners. But this isn't a performance SUV, it's designed for relaxed, confident driving. Noise insulation is solid, with only modest wind and road noise entering the cabin at highway speeds. Regenerative braking is well calibrated, and in its higher setting, you can almost drive with one pedal in stop-and-go traffic, which adds to its everyday convenience. Technology is another strong point. The U5 comes loaded with a suite of driver assist features, including adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, and automatic emergency braking. Aiways also includes traffic jam assist, which can handle stop-and-go traffic with minimal driver input, making commutes less stressful. A 360-degree camera system adds confidence when parking or maneuvering in tight spaces. And the vehicle supports over-the-air software updates, meaning improvements and new features can be added long after you drive it off the lot. While Euro NCAP crash scores for earlier versions weren't class-leading, the active safety technology on board goes a long way toward preventing accidents in the first place. Where the U5 really stands out is in its practicality and value, compared to legacy automakers. Aiways positions the U5 as a more affordable alternative without stripping away the essentials. You still get a spacious interior, respectable range, smart tech, and charging flexibility, but at a price point that undercuts many rivals. The minimalist design and futuristic approach may appeal to younger buyers or those looking for something fresh compared to traditional brands. The trade-offs are worth noting though. Handling isn't sporty, and crash safety performance lags behind some established competitors. And as Aiways is still a relatively young company, long-term reliability, after-sales support, and service network availability may be question marks depending on your market. In conclusion, the 2026 Aiways U5 is not about being the fastest, longest range, or most luxurious EV SUV. Instead, it's about delivering a balanced, accessible electric driving experience with clever design choices, solid real-world range, and a comfortable, spacious cabin. For city dwellers, suburban families, or anyone looking for a smart, cost-effective way into the EV world, it makes a strong case. If you're willing to trade a bit of handling sharpness and brand heritage for everyday comfort, efficiency, and innovation, the U5 deserves your attention.